This is just another number posing what seems like an old question. Why are people still called conspiracy theorists when we talk about building number 7? So many people walk around boasting that they know the facts because they saw a Discovery Channel after-school special or the National Geographic version, both of which emit huge amounts of information. Some people don't even know that 3 buildings experienced full collapse on 9/11, even after 9 years. Some of these people go on to claim, straight-faced as can be, that Building 7 collapsed due to structural fire, or that Silverstein was talking about pulling out the firefighters from Building 7 when he said they decided to pull the building.
From the fire department commander telling me that they were not sure they were going to be able to contain the fire. I said, you know, we've had such terrible loss of life. Maybe the smartest thing to do is pull it. And they made that decision to pull, and then we watched the building collapse.
Others will call you paranoid or crazy, but then they go on to claim that Building 7 didn't even make the news. Pay close attention.
3 buildings experienced free fall collapse at 9/11?
It went down faster in real life.
Didn't make the news.
Action points to World Trade Center Building number 7 that was behind the Twin Towers and how it went down that day.
It looks like a typical controlled demolition. It came down to the ground in 6.6 seconds, which is basically free fall speed, which is basically means there's no resistance.
Didn't make the news.
You were just told by police that you should move out of your apartment, Fabiana. You've got Carolina here?
Yeah. They advised us to leave because we had...
Oh my God. Look behind us. Please pan in this way. Please be careful of your baby. This is it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. No.
This was known as Building 7 at the World Trade Center, and that is fresh video you're looking at of that coming down.
Now, again, they were able to get everybody out of that building before it collapsed. So I don't know whether it was accomplished by demolition experts or whether it just happened as a consequence of what
Conspiracy theorists drive me as crazy as the next guy, but it is hard to argue with over 1,000 architects and engineers that have dedicated their careers to finding the truth about 9/11.
I'm Richard Gage. I've been a practicing architect for 20 years. I became interested in these collapses after hearing the startling conclusions of a reluctant 9/11 researcher, David Ray Griffin, on the radio in March of 2006. This has changed my life radically and launched my personal and professional quest for 9/11 truth, inspiring me to found the Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth on 9/11. It's extremely important that we know the truth about this event because it served as the pretext for 2 wars, the invasion of 2 countries in which almost 1 million people have already perished. It could happen again if we don't dedicate ourselves to finding out exactly what happened and why. All of that producing a straight down symmetrical collapse into its own footprint, free fall speed, virtually. No resistance from the columns. We have no typical characteristics of fire with large deformations creeping from place to place and slow deformations or asymmetrical collapse as we see in fires. We have government documentation which shows that they have no hypothesis that they value themselves. Buildings are destroyed by a number of different forces, each having very different identifiable characteristics. For instance, fires affect building differently than controlled demolition and explosions. Fires, by their nature, tend to creep from place to place as they run out of fuel and find fresh fuel sources, leaving behind the burned out area to cool. Now, when collapses do occur, and they have never in a high-rise office building, but for instance in wood buildings, they begin gradually and asymmetrically with large, visible, slow deformations. So remember
this is demonstrated by the vivid differences we can see in the Winsler building fire in Madrid, Spain on February 12, 2005. Building burned into the morning, but the structure never failed, meaning no collapse, even though pieces of the building fell onto the street all night. Or the similar case of this structure in Detroit, which burned but had to be demolished at a later time. Can you see the difference? How about the similarities between the demolition of this building and the demolition of building number 7? Remember that building 7 was not hit by a plane. And if you think that this fire didn't reach temperatures that are at least equal to the temperatures generated by this fire, well then you should probably stop this video and type in the Ding Dong song to your search bar. You touch my tra-la-la.
This is what we see in all 3 of the World Trade Center high-rise buildings, and we'll take a close look. Now, this is a feat that only a handful of companies in the world can accomplish. And we're told that fire accomplished exactly this for the first time ever on 9/11. So what are the typical features of these of controlled demolition?
If you got more to give than you got to prove, put your hands up.
We have direct evidence.
We shall not be moved.
Architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth are not afraid to address competing theories like the pancake theory.
Buildings pancake like this concrete building in an earthquake in Mexico. You tend to see a whole lot of pancakes.
And this is only a fraction of the information that they offer with open hands.
We see hurricane spills overrun the the land through gaps you couldn't.
The result is an implosion,
implosion,
producing a vertical collapse at free fall speed into a consolidated rubble pile, which is broken up and ready for loading. What could make all 81 of these columns fail simultaneously so that the building would collapse straight down, rapidly, symmetrically? This is what a high-rise looks like when it's being demolished. Controlled demolitions can be engineered in many different ways. Normally, the purpose of a controlled demolition is to remove the structure while avoiding damage to adjacent structures.
I highly recommend that you type in an internet search for architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth, or go to their website at ae911truth.org.
Except by a freedom fighter bleeding on a cross, except by a system that's rotten through.